Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Murray's, the English Training Institute. We have a listening task for you. You will hear a number of different recordings and answer on the basis of what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will get a chance to check your answers. The audio will be played once only. This test is in 2 sections, and you will get some time to transfer your answers. Section 1. You will hear a telephonic conversation between a woman and an employee of a holiday company. You have some time to look at questions 1 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 1 to 10. Hello, Holiday Travels. How can I help you? Oh, hello. I have been looking at your website and I'm interested in cycling holiday in Sydney in the month of October.
We have 2 trips in the month of October. One lasts for 10 days and the other one for 21 days.
I think 10 days trip is better. So let's see. I have a calendar here. Can you please tell me what are the dates?
Well, it starts on 2nd October and finishes on 11th October.
Oh, that suits me very well. I can't leave work before September.
Do you have someone to travel along?
Myself and my sister, so 2 of us.
Okay, let me check. Oh yes, we do have spaces.
Is it a big group?
At present, we have 14 people who have already booked for this. And with 2 of you, we have 16. The maximum number is 20, so it's almost fully booked. We can't go over that as it will be difficult for us to manage a larger group than this.
Okay, I need to figure out if I'm fit for cycling. What I read on the website was approximately 50 kilometers in a day. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. The distance depends on which part of the trip. Some days it's only 35 kilometers and some days more, but it's never more than 50 kilometers.
Okay, I can manage that well. And where do we stay? In hotels?
Yes, they all have restaurants and the rooms have en-suite facilities.
Do they have a swimming pool? And this is how I'm used to relax after a long day.
Yes, we do have pools in some of hotels, but we don't have a gym in any of them.
Not having a gym makes a perfect sense, as after cycling, we won't need a gym. How much the holiday costs before I get too excited?
It is $2,000 per person, which includes flights.
What if we book our own flights?
It won't make much of a difference. We can't even book insurance for you if you want.
Meals are included.
Breakfast is included. The hotel people would provide a packed lunch for an afternoon meal. And in the evening, snacks will be included in the meal, but dinner will not be included in the price that I quoted.
You provide bicycle, right?
Yes, we do.
What else do you provide?
A lock and a bell come with a bike as well as lights. Although you should not need to cycle in the dark, there's a small bag or pannier on the front of the bike where you can put the things you want to take with you during the day, like water or fruit. But we won't allow you to cycle unless you bring a helmet. We don't provide these locally because like walking boots on a walking holiday, it's really important. It fits properly.
Okay.
And if there is any equipment or gear you need for a holiday, we can recommend a particular website where you can get a huge discount if you mention your booking reference.
Oh, really? Which website is that?
Flipkart.com.
Okay, one last question. Do we get a chance to look around?
Oh, yes, you get a lot of opportunities to explore it. Is there anything in particular you want to see?
Yeah, there is a theater in a town called Grind. A friend of mine went there last year and said that it was amazing.
Okay, we'll provide you a guide to take you around.
Well, thank you for the information, and I would like to book 2 tickets. This is the end of section 1. Now you have some time to look at questions 11 to 15. Okay, we begin with section 2. We will be arriving at the Branley Castle in about 5 minutes. But before we get there, I will give you a little information about the castle and what our visit will include. So in fact, there's been a castle on the site for over 1100 years. The first building was a fort constructed in 914 AD for defense against Danish invaders by King Alfred the Great, who ruled England at the time. In the following century, after the Normans conquered England, the land was given to a nobleman called Richard, and he built a castle there that stayed in the Ware family for over 400 years. However, when Queen Elizabeth I announced that she was going to visit the castle in 1576, it was beginning to look a bit run down, and it was decided that rather than repair the guest rooms, they would make a new house for her out of wood next to the main hall. They stayed there for 4 nights, and apparently it was very luxurious, but unfortunately it was destroyed a few years later by fire. In the 17th century, the castle belonged to the wealthy Fennies family, who enlarged it, made it more comfortable. However, in 1982, the Fennies family could no longer afford to maintain the castle, even though they received government support, and they put it on the market for sale. It was eventually taken over by a company who owned a number of amusement parks. But when we got there, I think you will see that they managed it so well that they retained the original atmosphere of the castle. When you go inside, you will find that in the staterooms, there are lifelike moving wax models dressed in different costumes of different periods in the past, which even carry on conversations together. As well as that, in every room, there are booklets giving information about what the room was used for and the history of the objects and the furniture it contains. The castle's park is quite extensive. At one time, sheep were kept there. And in the 19th century, the owners had a little zoo with animals like rabbits and even a baby elephant. Nowadays, the old zoo buildings are used for public displays of paintings and sculptures. The park has also some beautiful trees, though the oldest of all, which dated back 800 years, was sadly blown down in 1987. Now you are free to wander around on your own until 4:30. But then at the end of our visit, we'll meet together at the bottom of the great staircase. We'll then go on to the long gallery where there is a wonderful collection of photographs showing the family who owned the castle 100 years ago, having tea and cakes in the conservatory, and we will then take you to the same place where afternoon tea will be served to you. Now you have some time to look at questions 16 to 20. Now, if you can take a look at your plans, you will see the Branley Castle has 4 towers, joined together by a high wall with the river on 2 sides. Don't miss seeing the Great Hall. That's near the mouth in the main tower, the biggest one, which was extended and redesigned in the 18th century. If you want to get a good view of the whole castle, you can walk around the walls. The starting point is quite near the main entrance. Walk straight down the path until you get to the south gate, and it's just there. Don't go to the north gate. There's no way up from there. There'll shortly be a show in which you can see the archers displaying their skill with a bow and an arrow. The quickest way to get there is take the first left after the main entrance, follow the path past the bridge, then you will see it in front of you at the end. If you like animals, there is also a display of hunting birds like falcons and eagles and so on. If you go from the direction of the main entrance in the direction of the south gate, but turn right before you get there instead of going through it, you will see it on your right past the first tower. At 3 p.m., there is a short performance of traditional dancing on the outdoor stage. That's right, at the other end of the castle from the entrance and over the bridge. It's about a 10 minutes walk or so. And finally, the show, it's actually inside one of the towers, but the way is from the outside. Just take the first left after the main entrance, go down the path, make the first right. It has got some lovely gifts and souvenirs. So we are just arriving. This is the end of section 2. You have 30 seconds to jot down the answers. And here are the answers for you. Thank you.